You should do it, and I'll just say I'm going to cook.
Hey, welcome back to
Hey, welcome to Hound Hogs, and today we're cooking CoCo's chicken cutlet curry. Did I set you up good enough on that one?
I guess. All right, so are you okay? I'm a little worried. I've never seen you attempt something. That's not true. I have seen you attempt something with this many ingredients before, but you usually get real stressed out by the end.
I probably will today.
So tell us what you're doing and why.
I spent a little bit of time in Okinawa, Japan, and probably my favorite dish over there was CoCo's Ichibanya chicken cutlet curry. And I'm going to try and recreate that the best way I know how today. Now obviously I've done a little bit of research. There's some other YouTube videos. So versions of these ingredients are all used in the original recipe, but we're gonna put our own spin on it and use some products from our company, Hound Hogs Barbecue Supply. We will be using some DB180 products today for our garlic flavors, and then we've got a little bit of hot barbecue sauce from Smokin Ghost, and then we'll be using some Wilsonshire as well. All right, so one of the first things we want to do is we want to go ahead and get this pot up here getting hot. We're going to add in a little bit of oil and just make sure that that gets mixed around on the bottom of the pot. Okay, we're going to need some more oil. Oh, wow. So the next thing we want to throw in here, or really the first thing, is our onions and mushrooms. I want to get those things good and sauteed. They're going to take longer than everything else, so I'm going to do those first. Now obviously you want to just mix these things up periodically. All right, so as those mushrooms and the onions are starting to brown up, we're gonna go ahead and throw in some bacon. Now, you guys should be aware, and if you watched any of the videos that I'm in, you probably know that I don't really measure things. I just kind of stick things in there. Well, that's not a good way to say that. You also may not realize that every time I've cooked something on camera, it's the very first time I've ever cooked it. So once the bacon starts to cook, we're gonna go ahead and add in some water, and this is where it starts to become a sauce. Now later on, we may have to add a little bit more water, depending on how thick it turns out to be, but you want it to have, you know, a decent consistency at the end of it. But right now, it's just gonna look like soup. Just wanna leave that on there for a minute till it comes to a good old hot tub simmer. Next thing we're gonna add in is a little bit of chicken bouillon. I really don't know how much of this we're going to use, but we're going to start with that right there. You know, a little bit. After the bouillon, bouillon sounds more like Cajun. We're going to add in some French fried onions. Some French fried onions, okay? Get that good and stirred up. All right, so after you let this simmer for a little while, actually we're going to pull this off and throw it into a blender. We got this thing blended up. It's already at the consistency we want it, and it's gonna thicken up the more it's on here. So we'll add a little bit of water to it. Next thing we're gonna add in is this S&B golden curry mix. I'm probably gonna end up just throwing all this in there. We'll start off with a little bit, maybe 3/4 of it at first, maybe a little more. Next, we're gonna throw in a little bit of curry powder. Man, that's pretty. So you wanna make sure that you don't forget to like mix this stuff so it don't start sticking to the pan as you're adding in these ingredients. So the next couple of things we're going to be adding in, these are our Hound Hogs products. So we're going to be adding in a little bit of DB180, his new stuff, spicy garlic. Yeah, so the ingredients or the recipe calls for some salt, some pepper, and some sugar. I figured we'll just go in with this. That looks good. Maybe we'll add some more in later. We're also going to add in a little bit of this Wilsonshire sauce right here. I think the actual recipe calls for like, what is that, Lee Prairie's?
Kiss your sister sauce.
Yeah, we're Kiss Your Sister sauce. We'll add a little bit of that in there. And then the very last ingredient is gonna be a little bit of Smokin Ghost barbecue. We're gonna throw this stuff in there and make sure, like I said, you don't add too much. It needs to be exactly the right amount. This is definitely gonna have more barbecue-esque than Asian. I don't know, that's pretty close. That is, man, I'm so ready to eat some of this stuff. So you just want to keep mixing until all the chunks of the curry are kind of melted into the sauce. The CoCo's curry in Japan, the darker that it was usually meant the hotter it was. This is kind of like, I don't know, probably like a level 3, level 4. We'll have to try this. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, we're just gonna let this simmer, and then we're gonna be about ready here soon. So this is chicken cutlet curry. So the next thing that we have to do is get our chicken ready. So what I have here already is about 6 eggs that I've whisked up. And then over here, what I have is some flour and some panko breadcrumbs. And then a little bit of French fried onions crushed up. And so we're just gonna take our chicken, we're gonna get it down in our eggs, and then we're gonna throw it in here and do that thing. Ooh, man. You know what, we might go back and forth a couple times. That's the thing. Ooh, and we're gonna make a mess today. You can't tell I'm ready to eat this. I like to talk to myself when I'm doing this. I used to do the same thing when I would be hunting. I'd be out in the woods, like tracking a deer, talking to myself like I was on a hunting show. We used to eat so much of this freaking stuff. We'd get up, we'd go to the gym and work out till right around 10 o'clock, because that's when CoCo's open. Go over to CoCo's, order a chicken cutlet curry, double meat, double rice with cheese, and 2 slices of garlic cheese naan bread. Yeah, that's a little baby piece. We're gonna start with it. Oh, good Lord. Putting these chickens in the hot tub. That's gonna be some crunchy fried chicken. How long do you think that little piece is gonna take? Hey. Well, right now, the inside of that chicken's at about 300 degrees. You guys can't tell. I really have no idea what the heck I'm doing. All them bubbles remind me of this time we went down to Tijuana, and all you need to know is met a man named Bubbles. Just kidding, I've never been to Tijuana, not even once. All right, so we've got everything cooked up and prepared. The next thing to do is put it all together. So here we are. I don't have much to say. I think we should just eat. What is wrong with you? You don't do that. Okay, so you got to start out, you got to go in and you got to go ahead and chop up all your chicken, because this is how it comes straight from the kitchen, and then you just shovel all of that sauce onto your rice and just start mixing it all up. And then Blake, if you touch that, I'm going to cut your arm off. Okay, where's the knife?
I didn't touch it.
I'm going to have to chew your arm off because I can't find my knife. Well, what do you think about that?
It looks good.
No, the bread you just ate.
Oh, it's good. I didn't get a lot of cheese, so this is taking a really long time, Zach.
Well, next time you want to eat this stuff, just go to Japan. I'm actually extremely surprised at how much this smells like actual CoCo's curry, because I was convinced I was going to screw this up big time.
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
I'm going to go, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
So I just eat it? You made it sound like there's...
Shush. That's about right where it needs to be.
All right. Hey, now get out of the way.
Okay. So like I said, we used to wake up, we'd go to the gym, and then as soon as we left the gym, first thing we'd do is shower and go over to CoCo's. But we literally ate probably a metric ton of this stuff while we were over there. Sometimes we'd eat it, and then we'd just go right around in town, hit up this place called Blue Seal, get like these crepe things, pretty delicious. And then we'd go from there over to a sushi go around and just eat way more sushi than we should. And then we might even stop back at CoCo's on the way back.
Should have made more.
I know. So whenever we would order it, one of the only Americanized or American drinks that they would give us would be Coca-Cola. And then whenever we would leave, there's always a vending machine outside of these restaurants. And this stuff, I still probably can't pronounce it right. Calpico, stuff's freaking delicious. Oh man.
Good job. I mean, that's a good dish right there. That took some talent, and you usually don't go for those kinds of things.
No, not even a little bit.
So again, the whole point in what we do is to try to encourage you guys to try new things. So as always, turn those ideas into realities. Get out there and cook something new. We'll catch you next time, and we're going to keep eating some CoCo's chicken cutlet curry.
Bam.